So I decided to show you how to drape the knot. First of all, I want to show you some other dresses with the draping. They all were made in my fashion house, but the draping I did myself. These dresses are very expensive. I think you can wear such dresses even for red carpet events. They all have corsets. The dark red dress has a corset with the metal corset bones. For the other dress, we drape the fabric onto a dress form. It's impossible to make such a dress according to calculations. You make an opening on one side, put it on a dummy, and then start to drape it. You can see how beautiful it is. Now let's get down to earth and talk about the brown dress, which we're going to design and drape today. I'll show you how to do it. Here's such a dress. I used this picture as an example. Here you can see a close view of the knot. Let me tell you about the design. You can see the interesting knot on the waistline. The dress consists of the two parts. It's obvious that it is cut at the waistline. The skirt also consists of the two parts. The lower part goes here, and then it is cut this way. We're going to cut less. The second part overlaps with the first one. Its upper part turns into the draping, goes through the loop, and then drapes on the side. This is one and the same detail. Let's look at the bodice now. You can see that there is a tuck on this side, and this tuck turns into the draping, then also goes through the loop and drapes on the side. The draping of the skirt goes here and of the bodice here. The neckline is round and pretty usual. I'll change the sleeves and make them very small. Let's put the magazine aside. This is the knit fabric I'm going to make the dress of. I also put it aside for now. Let's make the pattern. As always, I have a basic pattern in front of me. I made it using my 10 measurement system. I always work with one and the same basic pattern because I don't change. Even if my body changes, it won't be hard for me to make a new pattern. I know that the length of the dress should be 105 centimeters. Now have a look here and be very attentive. Put the mark 105 on the shoulder and put the measuring tape down. Now I look at the bottom of the basic pattern and see that I need to add 41 centimeters. I show it to you for you not to measure the dress, then the pattern, and use the calculator to find the needed length. You don't need this. There are some techniques which can make your life much easier. Before making the pattern, I want to explain to you that we need a regular pattern for a back. We will add 41 centimeters later. For the front, we need to draw the whole length and make 2 layers of the tracing paper, because the dress is asymmetric. I've already told you that sometimes we move the side seam to the center of the basic pattern, so that it's not in the middle of an armhole, but here. I folded the tracing paper in half, making a fold in the center front. Now I draw a pattern. It's a bit harder to do it because it's worse seen through the 2 layers, but it's okay. Do not forget to draw the waistline. I'm making a pattern for the front now. We'll have it in 2 layers and full length. If we had a dress without a draping and not cut at waist, We would have already pattern now. Add 41 centimeter here and here. We'll make a dress a bit narrower at the bottom, for about 1.5 centimeters. We have 31 centimeter, so here mark 31 and 1.5 less. This point makes the dress a bit narrower. Do not forget to make the back narrower too. The back and the front should be the same. Let's cut it out. I don't like to boast, of course, but I've watched a lot of videos in the internet and people don't know how to teach others. Make a notch on the waistline. I can't even imagine how people cut without a basic pattern. You can make an item without it, but there will be no style in it. You can make it fit, but you can't make it stylish. It took me just 3 minutes to make a pattern. Here it is. I also got the waist tucks. Any asymmetry requires making a 2-layer pattern. I put it aside and start making the back. It's better to make a full-length pattern for the back now, so that we don't need to add anything later. We are making a back pattern. I'll make a tuck on the back for an armhole to fit me well. We made the front 1.5 centimeters narrow at the bottom, so now we need to make the back narrower too, so that the dress is narrower at the bottom. We need only this new line. The pattern is almost ready. We'll make 2 layers for the front because the dress is asymmetric. Make a notch on the waistline. Now we have a full-length pattern for the back. Have a look at these 2 points. Sometimes, when you make a tuck longer, these 2 lines are different. It's not right. Make them of one size. The pattern is really good. We'll cut the fabric out just like that. We'll be using a knit fabric, so we don't even need to add anything for the seams. This is the front, and we'll be working with it now. Thanks to the 10 measurement system, I don't need to think how to make it fit me. Open the neckline, a bit at the back, and in such way at the front. Now make it smaller because the knit fabric will sag. I don't really like to work with the knit fabric. I do just for you. And for me to have a new dress. Have a look here. The pieces you cut off the shoulders should be the same. Otherwise, it will be hard to fix it. I transfer the shoulder tuck to the neckline. It's very small. Some people say that we don't need the tucks on the knit fabric, but I want the item to fit me good. So I'll make the tuck here. The back is ready for the cutting, so I put it aside. Let's work with the front. I cut the fronts along the waistline because we'll be working separately with the bodice and with the skirt. Now we'll be working with the draping. Have a look here. The skirt, let's call it a skirt, consists of the two parts. So we make the two patterns. One for the whole dress and one just for the draping. This is the lower part, without a draping, and this is the upper, which overlaps. This part of the skirt, let's call it a skirt, turns into the draping and goes to the side. This part doesn't have the draping. It has a bias cut here. Let's have a look at what we got. A pattern for the back, the patterns for a skirt, and for the bodice. Now we can start draping. I'm making this cut now. I think I cut too much. I want it to be open only when walking. This is the lower part of the skirt. Now let's make the upper part. We should make a cut here. I'll show you how. We don't need such an open slit. I open it a bit, and it will look very good when walking. Have a look here. It will open when walking, and that's enough for me. I made a cut here, so I can close the tuck. It's open and moves here to the draping. Now make more openings for the draping. Have a look at the picture. There are already folds on the waist, but not too many folds. I have such opening here. 4-6 centimeters. That's enough. Now I need to make this part longer for about 28 centimeters. A quarter of my waist. We'll make a knot of it. I have 23 centimeters here, so I can make it even wider for the draping to look good. About 28 centimeters wide.
Отлично.
Don't be afraid of the draping. There are no rules for it. Just make an opening and fold it. I'll show you how to make it. We'll make a draping here, and it will go straight to the side seam. It will go through the loop and go there. Let's work with the bodice. Don't forget to sign everything. Right side. And right side here. We have a bias tuck on the one side. It's so good to have an accurate pattern. I don't need to fix anything now. All the parts are the same. On the side with the draping, the tuck moves here, to the point where the center front and the waistline coincide. One chest tuck moved to the side, and the other to the belly. I'm telling you once again, don't be afraid of the draping. If you have an accurate pattern, you can change it any way you like. It will always fit well. If you have any extra pieces, you can fix it at the fitting. I want to close this tuck. Let me tell you about the tucks again. Be very attentive. I moved one chest tuck to the side seam and another to the center front. I closed one waist tuck and I just ignore the other. Just ignore it. I just got a bit more here. I don't move it here because the opening here would be too big for the chest. Be very attentive, guys.
Что до этого момента все поняли. Вот раствор нашей
This is the
драпировки.
opening for the draping.
Маловато. Будем еще
It's
чуть-чуть
not enough, so I need to open it more.
Вы купили курс,
You made a basic
построили
pattern,
базовую лекарку,
tried it on,
одели на себя макет.
it fits you
Очень
well,
хорошо на вас сам сидит.
and now you think what to do next.
Дальше делать.
Anything.
Дальше включайте безграничную фантазию и делайте
Any
всё, что
necklines,
вам задумается.
sleeves,
Открытые платья,
draping.
драпированные,
Don't be afraid to use your imagination. Such a basic pattern gives you freedom to do whatever you want.
возможности.
Very often we change the basic pattern so much
Лекалы нас
that it's impossible to guess what it was.
даже вообще непонятно, что это были они. Но
Don't be afraid to work with the basic pattern and change it however you like. For example, we moved one tuck to the side and the other to the waist. I also add the openings for the draping.
всё вот так откроем для драпировки. Вот смотрите.
We need to design the waistband
Вот этот пояс, который будет уходить
and the pattern will be ready.
готово. У нас с вами
The upper part of the draping is ready.
драпировки, которая от пояса уходит вверх.
And now we need to design the intersecting waistband
Пояс, который перевернется с другим поясом от верхней юбки и уйдет
and make a knot here on the waist.
бумажку. И мы сюда все это
I stick the bodice
пристраиваем.
just like that.
Нет, не так вот. Немножко наклон все-таки делаем.
Make the line bias.
Сколько нужно прибавлять?
And now I add about the quarter of the waist here.
Все это
We can fix everything at the fitting.
сколько у нас тут? 26. И здесь.
I'll make it 26 centimeters wide.
Смотрите. Вот наша линия.
This is the
талии.
waistline.
Наша линия талии. Вот она линия талии.
I'll sign it.
Линия талии, чтобы вы не забыли. Линия талии пошла
It
вот
goes
этот
here,
пояс, который будет задрапирован.
and then it will turn into the waistband.
Покупаете
Buy the cheapest knit fabric
готовый трикотаж.
and practice on it.
Вам потом выбросить. Тренируйтесь. Вот наша линия.
This is also the waistline.
Вот линия талии и вот линия талии. Вот наша выкроечка.
This is our pattern.
Вот наша выкроечка.
This is the lower part of the skirt,
Юбка, верхняя
and this is the upper.
здесь драпировка.
We'll make a draping here.
И лиф.
And this is the bodice.
Смотрите, насколько далеко.
Look how much we changed the basic pattern.
Вам сейчас кажется,
It seems very complicated to you now, but actually it's not.
смотрите видео по моментам.
Follow my actions one by one.
Движения сделали да,
Watch the video again and again.
поэтапно стройте. И вы
Don't hurry, and you'll make a good pattern for the dress with the draping.
драпировочкой с узлом на животе. Сегодня
Today I showed you how to make a pattern for such a dress.
не бойтесь
Don't be afraid to do it.
прямо кроить.
In the next video, we'll show you how to finish the dress.
Прощаюсь
That's all for today. Be different every day.
с разными